So, as many of you know, or can see, that my presentation is going to be close to home. And it's about Honduras and their food. And how Honduras food is quite different. It's not really what you'll see in most Central American or other Latino, Hispanic places, where each of their meals and food is different. And each of them has a different food ingredient, as you'll see. And the point of this is I want my audience, you guys, to know that Honduras has different characteristics of their food. It's not all the same. It's quite unique, actually. Baleadas, which is one of the most #1 comfort popular food you'll see in Honduras. It is a tortilla with refried beans, which is usually black beans that are mashed up, if you guys didn't know. And what it is that it has mantequilla, or Honduran sour cream, which most people know it as crema, with cheese, eggs, avocado, and depending on the meal type that you want to use it, they'll put some kind of carne or meat, which is usually steak or chicharron. But most of the time, you'll see this meal for breakfast. But if you do the meat, that's when you'll see it with like the lunch, dinner, and usually with a side of a Coke or a Pepsi. And one of the food source that I've used for most of them is Lisanne Cafe. And her source for me was very helpful because what it was, it gave me the description, it gave me the food image, and just a little breakdown of what it is so I could describe it to you guys. And so a pupusa is a thick tortilla that's stuffed with different kinds of things, which is usually a cheese that melts quickly, which is called a quesillo. Then it has a different kind of meat, which is usually pork. And then it has cheese. And most of the times you'll see a common Hispanic get all three mixed inside, but if not, they always have this separate. And then on top, as you can see, these are the different toppings you'll put, which is called pickled onions, and cordido, which is a tomato sauce that kind of has a little spice to it, but you can't really tell, which is really good. And also, it's not on here, but there's an orangey carrot part that you'll see sometimes, which is cabbage or a coleslaw. And another common comfort food that you'll see in Honduras is yuca con chicharron. And it is a yuca-based dish with roots. A yuca-based dish which comes from the roots family. And it has the yuca, as you can see, the cabbage I mentioned earlier, the encodillo, the cheese, and then on top is what the chicharron is, which is just fried pork. And it's usually really thick. And this is something that a lot of Hondurans you'll see, even other Central Americans, make at home just because it's one of those comfort foods that you like. And then the sopa de caracol, which is also known as seafood. And one of the things that's quite different from you'll see from other Latin places or Hispanic places is that most of their base that they'll use, liquid base, is clear or like a brown. This one is white because it's coconut milk base, which is not common in most soups because it's something you only see on the Caribbean side. And what it has, as you can see, the crab, the lobster, any type of fish you want to put in, the mussels, the oysters, the shrimp, and then most people put cilantro and ginger just to give it that little kick. And it's something that is a comfort food that you'll see because a lot of people like to have it on a warm day, on a rainy day, and it's just something like you see in the US where we'll grab a chicken soup where we'll put a lime on top and we'll enjoy it just like they do over there. They'll put a lime with some salt and enjoy it on the days that they want. And then a popular dessert dish you'll see in Honduras or any Hispanic place is arroz con leche, which is rice pudding. And What it is so simple but so delicious. It's just rice with vanilla, with cinnamon, and milk. And in most other Hispanic countries, you'll see that they eat it cold. But what makes it different in Central American is that they like it really warm or hot. And most just do the cinnamon. But in Central Americans, you'll see the difference where they'll put like a lemon peel, orange peel for that extra flavor. They're grated, which gives it that little texture. But in others, people like to put something sweet like caramel, which is really good and a common dessert you'll find in any Hispanic place. And at the end of this, my main point I really want to say is that Honduras food is not common. As you can see, our common comfort food is not typical. It is very unique and different and just something that you won't see anywhere else. So Honduras is something quite unique and the food is something good and different.